KSI and Logan Paul just destroyed themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round because we've got a roast that's hotter than a 5-alarm fire. If you haven't been living under a rock, you've probably seen the circus that is Logan Paul and KSI. I swear to God, they're both getting cooked so badly right now that I'm surprised their heads aren't on the grill. Seriously, Mr. Beast is making fun of them. That's like being roasted by the sun if it could talk and had a real sense of humor. It's a full-on meme fest out here. Every time I log into the internet, there's a fresh meme dragging KSI or Logan Paul through the mud. And let's talk about Logan Paul's obsession with his drippy cheese. Bro, if I hear that phrase one more time, I might just lose it. What's next, Logan? A song about your favorite sandwich? The level of cringe is astronomical. But here's the kicker, these two are clinging to this drama like it's a life raft in a sea of bad publicity stunts. Like seriously? How desperate do you have to be to keep shoving your music down our throats? I mean, even Opera has a feature now that automatically mutes your audio if you accidentally play KSI's new song. That's next level shade, my friends. Honestly, they must think this whole thing is some sort of punishment for us. We're being forced to listen to their so-called music. You'd have to pay me to listen to that garbage, and even then I'd probably pass. And speaking of KSI's music, let's dive into this culinary catastrophe he calls a song. I would play it for you, but good luck avoiding a copyright strike. So let's just pretend I did, and let the sheer horror wash over you. KSI's new song. Where do I even begin? I mean, if there was a trophy for the worst musical release of the year, KSI would win that hands down. This man's lyrics make me question the state of our education system. What is this, a rap for toddlers? I'm in the thick of it. Everybody knows they know me. Bro, this sounds like something a 5-year-old would mumble while trying to rhyme snow with froze. You know it's bad when I feel like I need to call Child Protective Services on the songwriting. And the funniest part? This guy's out here claiming he's got 9 other top singles. Where? Did he release them in a parallel universe? Because the only song I know about is this catastrophe. His songs are like a bag of expired Lunchables, unappetizing and regrettable. And can we talk about the audacity? He can't even admit that his latest song is bad. Instead, he's out here pretending like we're all just haters for no reason. It's like, KSI, buddy, it's not us, it's you. The more you insist it's not that bad, the worse it sounds. I'm telling you, if I were his friends, I'd be giving him the hardest side eye. They roast him about it too, and he just sits there like a sad puppy. It's painful to watch. But here's the kicker, he's practically begging for attention. The more memes people make, the more he seems to enjoy it. It's like he's playing with fire and getting burned, but still trying to roast marshmallows. Like, what is he even doing? Now let's shift gears to Logan Paul, shall we? This guy is an absolute mess. Not only is he getting roasted online, but he's also peddling his new product, Lunch Lee, like it's the second coming of sliced bread. This man had the audacity to showcase his daughter during a podcast to promote this disaster. Can you imagine? Here's my newborn baby, and here's a commercial for my food product. Talk about mixing priorities. Logan's more desperate for attention than a cat trying to jump on a counter. He's getting sued left and right and can't seem to let go of Dan TDM's tweet from a month ago. I'm just over here thinking, who is Dan TDM? The fact that he has more subscribers than Logan and Logan acts like he's a nobody is hilarious. It's like watching a toddler throw a tantrum because they can't reach a cookie jar. And now he's in beef with Tommy Innit? This guy literally makes content for children. How far have you fallen, Logan? It's like a grown man arguing with a kid over who gets the last piece of candy. You were once the king of YouTube, and now you're here beefing with a Minecraft YouTuber. But let's be real, all of this drama is probably just a marketing stunt to keep Logan and KSI in the spotlight. They're two attention-seeking scumbags who thrive on controversy. If you want my advice, just stop giving them the attention they so desperately crave. I mean, if we all just ignored them, they might fade into obscurity faster than a bad haircut. Oh, the hypocrisy of Logan Paul and KSI. It's like watching a magician pull the same rabbit out of a hat repeatedly, and we're all just here, rolling our eyes. So Logan's getting mad at Messi for allegedly copying Prime with his new drink, Most Plus. Newsflash, buddy, you literally launched a product that's a cheap knockoff of Lunchables. Pot, meat, kettle. How can you sit there and point fingers when you've been lifting ideas like a thief in the night? If anyone's been copying homework, it's you and KSI. It's like these two forgot they're in the public eye, and every move is scrutinized. You want to complain about someone ripping off your product? You should look in the mirror first. How many times do I have to say this? Your brand's foundation is built on borrowed ideas. And don't even get me started on their marketing strategy. If KSI and Logan Paul were any worse at it, they'd be paying us to take their products. They're selling garbage and pretending it's gourmet cuisine. I mean, come on. Lunchables are an established brand. You can't just slap a new label on junk food and expect us to eat it up. It's like watching two clowns juggle chainsaws. You know something is bound to go wrong. And here's the irony, they're trying to be the poster boys for healthy eating when we all know their snacks are nothing but glorified junk food. If they think people are going to buy this crap after watching them bicker like toddlers, they've got another thing coming. Now, let's dive into the so-called epic fight that was supposed to go down between Logan Paul and KSI. Can we just acknowledge how hilariously pathetic it was? I mean, it was hyped up like it was going to be the Super Bowl of influencer boxing, and what did we get? A glorified slap fight that would make kindergartners look like seasoned pros. Honestly, the only real fight happening here is the one for our attention. Logan struts around like he's the heavyweight champion of the world, while KSI acts like he's been training since he was born. News flash, guys, we're not buying the hype. The last thing I want to see is two grown men pretending they're in a high school wrestling match for clout. I thought we left that behind in our teenage years. And let's talk about the aftermath. Both of them took to massive L. They spent more time promoting the fight than actually training for it. It's like they're trying to sell us a bad movie while we're all sitting here thinking, who in their right mind would want to watch this? The production was so cringe-worthy, I half expected to see a CSC dragon swoop down and steal the show. You could feel the desperation seeping through the screens. They were just fishing for views, and it shows. It's like they're playing a game of tug of war, but neither of them realizes they've already lost the audience. At this point, the only fight I want to see is the one between their egos. Now that would be a spectacle. Ah yes, the glorious brand battles. You've got Logan pushing his prime drink and KSI's Mo's Plus like they're the elixirs of life. Honestly, if I see another ad for these drinks, I might just start a campaign for hydration awareness. I mean, who needs hydration tips when you can have a soggy bottle of Prime or whatever KSI is calling his new concoction? What's the deal with all these influencers trying to sell us their life-changing drinks? It's like they think they've discovered the fountain of youth or something. News flash, no one is lining up to pay for overpriced drinks that promise you'll be ripped overnight. It's water with a splash of desperation, and they're out here acting like it's some sort of miracle potion. And let's be real, the marketing is laughable. Logan's out here flaunting his drink like it's the Holy Grail, while KSI tries to ride the coattails of his popularity. It's like watching a two-headed monster fighting over who gets the last piece of pizza. Spoiler alert, neither of them deserves it. Every time I see one of these ads, I'm reminded of how low we've sunk as a society. You've got two grown men treating their drinks like they're the next big thing, when they're really just a glorified sugar rush in a flashy bottle. And don't even get me started on the nutritional value. If you think that sipping on Prime is going to turn you into a god among mortals, I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you. So, what's the takeaway from this circus? If you're taking anything seriously from Logan Paul or KSI, it's time for a reality check. These two have turned their lives into one big publicity stunt, and it's embarrassing for everyone involved. They thrive on drama and attention like it's oxygen, and if you think they're genuinely affected by the criticism, you might want to reconsider. In the grand scheme of things, all this nonsense is just a blip on the radar. While we're all laughing and roasting them, they're probably counting their money and loving the attention. So why give them the satisfaction? The more we engage, the more they win. Let's just sit back, enjoy the spectacle, and remember that sometimes it's best to ignore the noise and focus on what really matters, like laughing at the ridiculousness of it all. Keep the laughter coming, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Until next time, keep your cheese drippy and your drama spicy.